What if I told you that thousands of older Americans are paying bills they may not actually have to pay, or are paying far more than necessary simply because they don't know they qualify for assistance? Every year, millions of retirees live on fixed incomes while the cost of housing, healthcare, utilities, and everyday living continues to rise. Many assume these expenses are simply unavoidable, but that's not always true. Across the United States, there are federal, state, and local programs designed to reduce or even eliminate certain expenses for eligible seniors. The problem is that these benefits aren't automatic. In most cases, you have to know they exist, meet the eligibility requirements, and apply for them yourself. Today, we're going to look at 5 bills that many retirees may be able to reduce or in some cases stop paying altogether, depending on their age, income, disability status, veteran status, or where they live. Just one important reminder before we begin. These are not universal exemptions. Every program has its own rules, and eligibility varies by state and local government. So don't assume you don't qualify until you've checked. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which bills are worth reviewing and where you could potentially save hundreds or even thousands of dollars each year. For many retirees, property taxes are one of the biggest ongoing expenses after paying off a mortgage. The good news is that, depending on where you live, you may not have to pay the full amount shown on your property tax bill. Many states, counties, and local governments offer special property tax relief programs for older homeowners, but millions of eligible seniors either don't know these programs exist or never apply for them. These programs can take several forms. Some provide a property tax exemption that reduces the taxable value of your home. Others offer a tax credit that lowers the amount you owe. In some areas, eligible homeowners can qualify for a property tax assessment freeze, which limits how much the assessed value of their home can increase over time. There are also property tax deferral programs that allow qualified seniors to postpone paying some or all of their property taxes until the home is sold or ownership changes. The exact type of assistance available depends entirely on your state, county, or municipality. Eligibility requirements vary, but age is often one of the first qualifications. Many programs are available to homeowners who are at least 65 years old, although some states set a slightly different age threshold. Income limits are also common, meaning the benefit is generally intended for retirees living on low or moderate incomes. In addition, you usually must own the home and use it as your primary residence. Some programs may have residency requirements or additional qualifications, such as disability or veteran status. One important thing to remember is that these benefits are rarely automatic. Even if you've qualified based on your age for several years, your local government may still require you to submit an application before the deadline. In some cases, you'll also need to renew your application periodically or provide updated income information to continue receiving the benefit. If you've never checked whether your community offers property tax relief for seniors, it may be worth contacting your county tax assessor's office or local property tax office. A few minutes of research could reveal savings that reduce your annual housing costs. While not every retiree will qualify, those who do may keep hundreds, or in some cases even thousands of dollars each year that would otherwise go toward property taxes. That's money that can instead help cover healthcare, groceries, utilities, or other everyday expenses during retirement. Healthcare is one of the largest expenses many retirees face, and even if you're enrolled in Medicare, you're probably still paying monthly premiums and prescription drug costs. What many seniors don't realize is that there are federal assistance programs designed to help people with limited income and resources reduce these expenses. If you qualify, you could significantly lower your out-of-pocket healthcare costs without changing your Medicare coverage. One of the most valuable programs is the Medicare Savings Program, which is administered through each state's Medicaid office. Depending on your income and other eligibility requirements, these programs can pay your Medicare Part B premium. Some Medicare savings programs may also help cover other Medicare cost-sharing expenses, such as deductibles, coinsurance, or co-payments. The exact benefits and income limits vary depending on the specific program and your state's rules, but for many eligible retirees, the savings can make a meaningful difference in their monthly budget. Another important benefit is the Extra Help Program, also known as the Part D Low Income Subsidy. This federal program helps eligible Medicare beneficiaries reduce the cost of prescription drug coverage under Medicare Part D. Depending on your financial situation, Extra Help can lower or eliminate your Part D premium, reduce annual deductibles, and significantly decrease what you pay for covered prescription medications. For retirees who take multiple medications each month, these savings can add up quickly over the course of a year. Unfortunately, many seniors who qualify never receive these benefits simply because they don't know they exist or assume they won't be eligible. Some people mistakenly believe they must already be enrolled in Medicaid to qualify, while others assume their income is too high without ever checking the actual limits. Because eligibility is based on financial criteria that can change over time, it's worth reviewing your situation even if you were denied in the past. If you're struggling with Medicare costs or living on a fixed income, it's a good idea to contact your state's Medicaid office or the Social Security Administration to learn whether you qualify for a Medicare savings program or extra help. You can also receive free, unbiased assistance through your state's State Health Insurance Assistance Program, often called SHIP, which helps Medicare beneficiaries understand their options and complete applications. These programs aren't available to everyone, but for eligible retirees, they can substantially reduce monthly healthcare expenses. Since enrollment isn't always automatic, taking the time to check your eligibility could lead to meaningful savings while helping you better manage your healthcare costs throughout retirement. Utility bills can become a major financial burden during retirement, especially for seniors living on a fixed income. Whether it's electricity during the summer, natural gas for winter heating, or year-round water and energy costs, these monthly expenses can add up quickly. The good news is that many older Americans may qualify for programs that help lower these costs, yet a surprising number never apply because they don't realize assistance is available. One of the best-known programs is the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, commonly called LIHEAP. This federally funded program is administered by states, territories, and tribal organizations to help eligible households pay home energy bills. Depending on where you live and your financial situation, LIHEAP may provide a one-time payment toward your heating or cooling costs, help prevent utility shutoffs, or even offer emergency assistance if you're facing a crisis during extreme weather. Eligibility requirements and benefit amounts vary by state, so it's important to check the rules where you live. In addition to LIHEAP, many states operate their own energy assistance programs that provide extra help beyond federal funding. Some local governments and nonprofit organizations also offer seasonal assistance for seniors, particularly during periods of extreme heat or cold when utility bills tend to rise. These programs may not receive as much attention, but they can provide valuable financial relief for eligible households. Another option many retirees overlook is asking their utility company directly about available assistance. Some electric, gas, or water providers offer senior discount programs, budget billing plans, payment assistance, or special rates for customers with limited incomes. Not every utility company has these programs, but it's worth making a phone call or visiting the company's website to find out what options may be available in your area. Some seniors may also qualify for weatherization assistance programs, which focus on reducing energy costs over the long term rather than simply paying a bill. These programs may provide services such as adding insulation, sealing air leaks, repairing or replacing inefficient heating systems, or making other energy-saving improvements to the home. By improving a home's energy efficiency, these upgrades can help reduce monthly utility bills for years to come. If your utility costs are becoming difficult to manage, don't assume your only option is to pay the full amount every month. Contact your state's Energy Assistance Office, your local community action agency, or your utility provider to ask about available programs. While not every retiree will qualify, those who do may find meaningful savings that make it easier to stretch a fixed retirement income while keeping their home safe and comfortable throughout the year. Staying connected is more important than ever during retirement. Whether you're calling family members, scheduling medical appointments, managing your bank account, or accessing online healthcare services, having reliable phone and internet service has become an essential part of everyday life. While these monthly bills may seem unavoidable, some retirees may qualify for assistance that helps reduce the cost of these services. One program that continues to provide this type of assistance is the Federal Lifeline program. Lifeline is designed to help eligible low-income households afford basic communication services by offering a monthly discount on qualifying phone or broadband service through participating providers. While the exact discount and available service options depend on your provider and location, the program can help reduce your monthly communications expenses if you meet the eligibility requirements. It's important to note that the Affordable Connectivity Program, often referred to as ACP, is no longer accepting new enrollments because its funding ended. Some people still confuse ACP with Lifeline, but they are separate programs. Although ACP has ended, Lifeline remains available and continues to help eligible households lower the cost of staying connected. This means retirees who assume all federal communication assistance has disappeared may be missing out on a benefit that is still active. Eligibility for Lifeline is generally based on income or participation in certain qualifying government assistance programs. Because the rules can vary depending on your circumstances, it's worth checking whether you meet the current requirements. If you qualify, you'll need to enroll through a participating provider and complete the necessary application process. In many cases, you'll also need to verify your eligibility and may be required to recertify periodically to continue receiving the benefit. Even if you don't qualify for Lifeline, it's still worth contacting your phone or internet provider directly. Some companies offer discounted plans for older adults, low-income customers, or people receiving certain public benefits. Others may have lower-cost service options that aren't widely advertised. A simple phone call could reveal savings that aren't obvious on your monthly bill. For many retirees, reliable phone and internet service isn't a luxury. It's an important tool for maintaining independence, accessing healthcare, communicating with loved ones, and staying informed. If you're paying full price every month without checking what assistance might be available, you could be spending more than necessary. While Lifeline isn't available to everyone, eligible seniors who take the time to explore their options may be able to reduce one more recurring monthly expense and make their retirement budget stretch a little further. Many people assume that once they retire, they'll automatically stop paying federal income taxes. Others believe the opposite, that they'll always owe taxes no matter what. The truth is somewhere in between. Whether you owe federal income tax in retirement depends on several factors, including your total income, the sources of that income, your filing status, and the deductions and credits you're eligible to claim. For some retirees, this means they may owe little or no federal income tax at all. One of the biggest factors is how much of your income comes from Social Security benefits. Contrary to what many people believe, Social Security benefits are not always taxable. Depending on your combined income, which includes adjusted gross income, non-taxable interest, and part of your Social Security benefits, you may find that none of your Social Security benefits are subject to federal income tax. Others may have a portion of their benefits taxed, depending on their overall financial situation. The source of your retirement income also matters. Withdrawals from traditional retirement accounts, pensions, part-time employment, investment income, and other sources may all affect your tax liability differently. Because every retiree's financial situation is unique, two people receiving the same monthly Social Security benefit could end up owing very different amounts in federal income taxes. Another important consideration is the standard deduction. Under current federal tax rules, taxpayers who are age 65 or older generally qualify for an additional standard deduction beyond the regular amount, provided they meet the IRS requirements. This larger deduction can reduce the amount of income subject to tax, making it possible for some retirees to owe less than they expected or no federal income tax at all. It's also worth remembering that even if you don't expect to owe taxes, you may still need to file a federal tax return depending on your income and circumstances. In some cases, filing a return can actually work in your favor by allowing you to claim refundable tax credits or receive a refund if too much tax was withheld during the year. If you're unsure about your tax situation, consider reviewing the latest IRS guidance or speaking with a qualified tax professional. Tax laws and deduction amounts can change from year to year, and understanding how they apply to your retirement income can help you avoid paying more than necessary. The key takeaway is that not every retiree owes federal income tax, and taking the time to understand the current rules could help you keep more of your hard-earned retirement income. As we've discussed today, retirement doesn't necessarily mean you have to accept every bill at face value. Depending on your age, income, location, and personal circumstances, you may qualify for programs that can reduce some of your biggest monthly expenses. From property tax relief and Medicare assistance to utility bill programs, phone and internet discounts, and even lower federal income taxes, these opportunities can make a real difference for retirees living on a fixed income. The most important thing to remember is that many of these benefits are not automatic. In most cases, you must meet specific eligibility requirements and submit an application before you can receive assistance. That's why taking a little time to research the programs available in your state or community could potentially save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars each year. If you found this information helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with a friend, neighbor, or family member who is retired or approaching retirement. They may qualify for savings they never knew existed. And if you enjoy practical, easy-to-understand updates about Social Security, Medicare, retirement finances, tax tips, and government benefits for seniors, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.